right. Hello, my friends. Good to see you. Paul Tranning here. Going to dive into all about colors. This is going to be a lot of fun. Welcome. Feel free to say hello. You should be able to see me just fine. I see you there. Wade, Afroja, Michelle, Murray, Jennifer Poole. Hello. Awesome. Ava, if you're joining me for the first time, feel free to say hello. This is day 3 of a Daily Creative Challenge. We're going to dive right into it. I just want to give you guys a warm welcome. It's all about color and values. We're talking about the elements of color today, just so you know. How am I doing? I'm doing well. I pulled a muscle in my lower back, but it's actually doing a lot better today. So thank you for asking. Yeah, it's been beating me up. So thanks for asking. By the way, we're diving into this creative challenge in Illustrator, covering the elements of design, the fundamentals, which is nice. You learn this once. You never have to change it. You like this shirt too? Thank you, Jack. You're on mute. First time I wore this, guess what? I was on mute, which is hilarious. You can't make this stuff up. So here we are on that link that I just posted, color and value, just so you know. So yeah, we're gonna get into this. Get started, get the starting file. Oops. It's probably working for you. Let me know if it isn't. I've had issues with links, but either way, you can always go to Discord, go to Creative Challenge, and right in here, today's challenge. Click right there. I'm sure it's my browser though, so no sweat. Just so you know, and then that's what we'll do. We'll create this content. We'll post to Discord is the idea. So what we ended up with yesterday, just so you know, is something like this. So this was all about sort of using shapes and having some fun with shapes. And what we did is we introduced color, but we didn't talk much about color. So feel free, if you did create something yesterday, go ahead and select all that content, go to edit colors, and go to Recolor Artwork. Right? So if you have a piece and you're kind of struggling with the color for it, go to Recolor Artwork. From there, I usually go to advanced options, and you can see right in here, we can go ahead and edit and sort of adjust accordingly and tweak this to maybe make it a more sophisticated palette if I don't want it to be just like primary colors. But again, I can just kind of manipulate this accordingly and play with it, right? These colors right over here. Hello from Cologne, Marcus. I want to be in Cologne. Why not? These are my color groups. Okay, so right over there. I already have those loaded in. Yours might look different if you're using a different file. But those color groups I can start to assign and say, hey, you know, make this all pastels, like so, or all bright colors. You get the idea. Okay. Yes, Recolor Artwork is really fun, Wade. It's just fun if you're just stumped. You're like, oh, I need help here. What can help me? Recolor Artwork can help you. But there's so much more we can do, and I want to talk about colors and kind of take a step back if I could. Excuse me, because we have the lovely color wheel, right? Boom, here we are. All these amazing colors to pick from, okay? Out of all these amazing colors, we have our primary colors, right? We have our primary colors that you can't mix 2 other colors and really get these 3 colors. Your secondary are mixed, so we know that yellow and blue makes green, or yellow and red makes orange, right? And then you have your tertiary colors. The reason I bring this up is because this is really, it comes into play when you start matching color, right? So the tertiary colors all go together. You notice that my palette is often sort of like a pink and a teal. Well, guess what? They're in the same sort of, I don't know, color family is what I'd call it, right? So these colors go well together. These colors go well together, almost like Denver Broncos, right? You'll start to see sports teams. This should be actually more of a purple. Let's go to our secondary tertiary. Here we are. So these colors go together. And what you want to do, typically, I love pink and teal as well. Tell me your favorite color. You know, the interesting thing about that is, like, you could tell me about your favorite color. It's estimated that about 40% of the population, their favorite color is going to be blue. So if you ever want to guess on somebody's favorite color, just say blue, and your odds are in your favor. So typically for these colors, they go together, right? So we have Los Angeles Lakers are yellow and purple, right? We have Christmas, which is green and red. Complementary colors. Those are the colors that are opposite of one another. Okay, you don't need to remember all of this, by the way. You could jump out to the color wheel. Here we are, color.adobe.com, right? And you can get an idea of complementary colors. Bam, there we are. Click on that. And then we can start to rotate this around and get an idea of complementary colors. If we want to add 3 colors to a design, hey, guess what? Split complementary right there, right? So we have our primary color. Maybe that's blue, the color of the logo. And then I can pair that with more of a gold and then a somewhat of an orange. Okay. How do you get that color wheel file? You ask me politely, I guess, or just send me a message on Twitter or wherever would be cool, right? But I'm going to do a whole video on this because the stuff gets to be really important. Because going beyond that, yeah, we can pick colors. We can learn about color theory right in here, right? Analogous, right? Hey, you know what? You don't have to pick opposite colors for something to go well together. It could be monochromatic, right? Same color, different shades and values, right? So just kind of click through this and just get comfortable with it. Key thing is they all have to have something in common, either the shade or the tint or the value, right? But also I want to bring this up really fast. I'm going to click through this really quick because I want to get to creating. But like colors have meaning. My one thing I'd say is like, you know what? Don't pick a color just to decorate a page, right? You're picking a color for a reason, right? And each one of these colors typically say thing. And we're being very generalist when we talk about this. It's like, yeah, we have all these colors. And sorry, my head's in the way of the power one, right? But hey, trust, peace, tranquility. That's what blue is. That's what everybody loves this color, right? A royal color is purple, right? So you'll see this in sort of a lot of new age type of designs and logos, right? Red is super popular. Just think about red. What is it? Where do you see red in nature? It's blood. That's scary. That's like exciting when you like see blood, because it could be your blood, which is scary. But if it was just say, trying to tap it into, you know, say if it's from a fresh kill, that could easily mean food for you, is all I'm saying. Okay. So again, just be familiar with what colors mean. Because the thing is these brands aren't picking colors based on just because. They're picking them for a reason, right? So this is kind of how these logos fall into place, right? You're dealing with a financial institution. Guess what? You want it to equate or kind of convey stability. So yeah, American Express, be that. Facebook, make that friendly and calm and peaceful, even though sometimes it isn't, right? You guys get the idea. Lots of red logos, by the way, right? Exciting. Adobe's red, Target's red. You get the idea. Wow, Richard's going to the next level. Venous or arterial blood, so whether it's going to or from the heart, which is interesting. So again, I'm just kind of clicking through and just showing you that. They all have meaning and all that stuff. Now, you guys get the idea. I just had to share that with you. Let's go back to our file, by the way. This is our file that we're given, right? And again, color and value. Those are the two we're going to deal with. We have our colors right in here. Remember, these are colors, tertiary colors that match these two, right? Opposite ends of the color wheel. Oh, let me undo this, actually. Kind of already went through this exercise. But check this out. I'm going to just do this for fun. Like, let's say, for instance, I could hit the I key. Is going to give you your eyedropper, and then you're able to sample that color, right? And place it in whatever you have selected. From there, you can double-click, and you can pick the different tint. What's meant by a tint? Well, tint is when you add white to the color. So we would split this in half, so it's because we're doing these color stops in between this pink and this white, puts it right about the middle there. So there, boom. Oops. Just like that. Same thing here. We'll do in between this blue, right? We could still sample that color, and now we could do a shade, right? Or actually, no, we're still doing a tint. Sorry about that. We'll do a tint of this color, which just means adding white. Now we'll do a shade of this color. And again, you can do this if you want to in your file. Just helps you get familiar with colors. Double click. And for here, we want to go ahead and mix this with black. So it's going to, again, split that difference. There we have a shade of that color. So there's tints and then there's shades of this particular color, right? And that's all I'm doing. Oops, I gotta change the color. Easy enough. Now for this one's gonna be kind of split between these two colors, right? The pink and the teal and the black and the white, okay? So for that color, we'll jump in here to our fill color. We'll put it right in the middle, right? But what are our colors, right? We'll go over here. It's between the teal and the purple, or the pink, if you will. Between the pink and the teal, and it's going to give us a bluish purple is what it gives us. And that would be the middle color if you're mixing colors. Now you know. Yeah, exactly. Jennifer, you nailed it. You said your medical company wanted to change the logo from blue to a red. Probably just because he likes it, and I get it. People like certain colors. It's like, hey, I want it to be fresh and exciting. Well, that's not the way to do it. You could add yellow to it, and yellow is going to be a nice complementary color to the blue, so that would be an accent color that maybe you can add, right? I love Hue. Is that a game? Because there's lots of games out there, by the way. Even if you wanted to kind of test this out some more, right over here, up here at the top, there's this color game that you can try. Honestly, it's more like memory than anything else. But it's just kind of highlights these colors that you have to pick. Boom, you know, things like that. So that's our own little color game, but you can find those out there, which I think are super fun. Okay. All right. But this is all dull colors? Question mark. I'm not sure what you mean there. This represents color really well because it's saying, hey, you know what? Your colors need to have something in common. So when you start to move this around, saying, hey, you know what? You need to keep that color intensity the same, right? Across all these different colors. So if you change the color, keep the intensity the same. So keep all those dots on the outside, right? Even if we go with monochromatic, guess what? It links those together because, hey, you want to go with monochromatic, you can change the color, but don't change the, the tint or the shade. All right, you got it. Done. Go in here. We'll go back into this design. Something else. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for posting that. Color wheel game, Wade. So helpful. Let me show you this. I think this is really cool. Okay, couple things here. First off, there's so many things that are going through my head right now. But I want to show you this. I don't think this has ever been shown on Adobe Live. And I could be wrong, and maybe somebody out there will correct me. But check this out. I can take this, and I can turn this into a bunch of colored squares, right? So any photo that's placed into Illustrator, you can go up to Object, and then you can create an object mosaic. So let's turn this photo into a bunch of color squares, right? We'll go right over here. In this case, we'll just do, we'll do 40 and then 20, right? So give me 20 tiles across, 40 tiles across, 25 tiles up and down. Yeah. And then click OK. Boom, what does it do? Oh, it turns it into, is that really 20? Yeah, that looks like 20. It turns it into this lovely mosaic. Look at that. Imagine that. All these little colors that I can now play with or manipulate and distort, right? So again, super fun. Feel free if you want to make that object mosaic, create object mosaic, jump in here. We could have more fun with this. Let's make this 20 and then 10. So it's going to be even blurrier, if you will, with those squares like so. Let's get rid of these. We already did that exercise. We take these squares, stretch them up like so, and start to play with this image that we have now. Yes, object mosaic is so fun. By the way, if you like object mosaic, try create gradient mesh. Okay, so let's do that. Let me just undo that really fast because it's so easy to do. Try create gradient mesh. This is going to give you a gradient mesh based on those colors as well. So here we have this 4x4. Again, we can make this 10x10, and I like how you see the instant preview, right? Because we have that preview checked like so, right? Less is better because it gives me, I feel like it gives me a little bit more control. And then you can jump in and manipulate this as well. Zoop. See, you get the idea. Cool. Again, things you didn't know existed in Illustrator till today. And I thought it was kind of fun. So, create object mosaic. We'll just jump back in here. I really wish this had a preview button, but it does not. Let's take this, let's scale this up, and we can start to play with these colors some more. Okay. All right. Also, we have the color panel right here, right? We could show options for it. And we have a ton of other options right in here. We have a color guide, right? So we can actually take a look at this color guide, which I don't use this very much, by the way. But you can see them like so. Jumping in here, you will have additional colors as well. Let's see if I can move this up. Open up art and illustration default swatches, right? So I'm just swapping out these swatches for different swatches. We have color themes as I select this. It's going to give us that same color wheel that we saw, right, in color.adobe.com. So sure enough, in here, I can start to adjust and save this in the miscellaneous folder, saves all those colors. What's the use of Mosaic? You can capture, yeah, exactly. You can capture colors from it. And another thing you can do is you can, anytime you want to create pixel art, do that with a face. If you want pixel art, use Color Mosaic. That's what I would do. Okay. So we have that there. Let's kind of move this up. And cool. We have all of those. Oh, it's kind of having a little bit of an issue right there. Let's open this up right in here. And you also have spot colors that you can add and additional libraries that you can load in. Let me just close this out and close out some of this other stuff. Here we go. Let's move this down. Okay, so I don't have a lot of time, and I just want to create some cool artwork, by the way. Let's do this one more time. I'm just going to create an object mosaic, and this time I'm going to make it much smaller, 10 by 5. There we go. We have these lovely color cubes. Let's ungroup it. Now we can select each individual one if we want to. From here, we can start to manipulate all of these colors as well. Selecting them all, we'll go to Edit Colors, Recolor Artwork. We can see all of them that it created right in here. And then we can go into Advanced Options where we were before, and then swap that out for different colors. So again, we're just gonna get a nice color theme going on, right? I kind of like the pastels. That's pretty good. Not bad. But again, I'm just gonna create a colorful, random color artwork. So Pantone colors, you could usually pick, geez, it's, you know, I don't do a lot of print, to be honest with you. So I thought it was going to be in here. This is where I was looking for your Pantone colors. And yeah, so if anybody can answer that question, that would be great. Pantone colors. That would be great. Yeah, I just don't use them a lot. Okay, so let's do this. I show this all the time because I think it's amazing. I have all of these colors. Let's go to, you know, maybe drop in some different colors in here. Like, I could do this all day long. And I know I show this a lot, but I think it's for the people who do not know about it, will appreciate it, right? I want to encourage you to, I'm going to do just a random swatches fill just for kicks. So this is an extension that you can get, a script that you can get for Illustrator. So random swatches fill. Just literally Google it. It'll be one of the first things that come up, right? Random swatches fill. What this enables me to do is come up here and say, hey, you know what? Let's grab, just by holding on the option, let's move this up. Let's get this little stack, like these 4 colors. I'm selecting those 4 colors. We'll go to random swatches fill, and we'll go ahead and fill all those colors with those random swatches, as you can see. And then I can go through and change this, each one of these as well. Cool. So I encourage you to create your own color combination, turn off this layer, and then export it out, right? So again, create a color combination and then export out your color combination like I have here, right? So again, even once I've done this, I can play with this design some more just by selecting it. I got something going on under here. Oh, it's still that picture. Let's delete that picture. Let's put that back into place. And then we can go ahead and manipulate that some more with Recolor Artwork. Thank you. It's on Vector Boom. Thank you so much. Thank you. Swatches, Color Books, Pantones. I had my Swatches panel open. Swatches. Okay, so anyways, let's move on from there. Here's another thing you can try. Check this out. You ready? Let's have some fun. Let's say, for instance, we have one square. Boom. One solid color, right? That we can add a gradient to. Yeah, we can have these gradients all day long. The cool thing is, opening up the gradients panel, we can add some freeform gradients in here as well. So clicking right there, we can see, let's give it a second, it's turning it into a freeform gradient, and sure enough, I get these color stops. So I can start to blend these colors together. Typically what I'll do is I'll double click on it, and then I'll pick just some of the nice colors that I had earlier. Oh yeah, this one. Let's go down here, let's pick a yellow. Blend that color together, and you get the idea, right? So that's what these spot colors do. If you like that, export that out. That'd be awesome, okay? I'll do one more thing just for fun. Excuse me. Let's do a new layer. Let's just get this back to just a gradient. Here we go. Wait for it. Lovely gradient of colors. Let's go to this one. Shrink this down. You ready for this? This is going to be fun too. Boom, boom, boom. Let's make this top one white. This bottom one black. Let's take this middle one. And then with these 3 bars, we're going to blend them all together. So you might know of the blend tool. Right over here, we have the blend tool. We blend shapes together. Selecting that, I can click 1, 2, 3, and now I have all those blending together. Double click on the blend tool and we can change the specified steps to like 20, right? Or 30. There we go. Boom, done. And sure enough, we have a lovely color chart that we've just created. That is just like the, if I close this, move this over here, my lovely color panel. Right there. So that's essentially what I just made, is the same thing. Right? Super easy to do. Think about bending this, like making a rainbow. Like, your options are limitless with this, which is really cool. Okay? Imagine Dragons album cover. Oh yeah, that could work. So there we have that one. We have our color stops right here, which is actually how I made my background here. Just with those lovely little color stops, the Freeform gradient tool, right? We'll blend all those colors together. But your goal is to just blend those colors together, either using the color squares like I was doing earlier, a solid square. The key thing is you want to have the same, you want to have color harmony. So you want to make sure that if you're using all brights, that, you know what, there's not a brown in here. If I was to throw a brown in here, kind of breaks the design, okay? But just like anything with art, know the rules and then break the rules, right? That's really the goal with art, I think, is know the rules and then go ahead and break them. I like this color scheme. I could use some variation in the design. That's okay. It's not bad, right? But once you have that done, export it out and post it to good old Discord. So there we are. Colors. There you have it. Down to my last minute. Let's get this posted. And a shout out to everybody who's been participating in the challenges. I think what we've gotten have been pretty cool. Like, here's an example. Like, Allison did a great job, but she's also mixing primary colors with like a secondary, tertiary color, right? So these colors don't necessarily go together. Now, if she would have stayed monochromatic, she could have gone all orange, and this is a tint of an orange. But that's kind of the issue you might run into. It's like having this color harmony is key. So that's why I thought we'd just play with color and have a good time in Illustrator, because that's our goal. Color, fun, keep the harmony. Just make it harmonious. Just like that. So I encourage you guys to do that. Yeah, and I can go through a number of these designs, which are super strong. Look at this, Heidi. So good. Oh, look at this. So super strong, right? Very nice. You guys are having fun, I hope. This one's really smart, too. Again, stayed with sort of a monochromatic palette with a little splash of color, but you're adding color for a reason, not just to decorate a design. So thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing your work on Discord. All right, everybody, take care, and I will see you soon.